Hello there, world. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Joe, a licensed certified public accountant with over 10 years' experience in corporate and public accounting. I have an extensive background in accounting, audits, and taxes, and I'm all about helping you take control of your money and live smarter. Today, we're talking about something super important but often super overlooked: how to create a weekly budget. If you've ever found yourself saying, "Where did all my money go?" This one's for you. Good news, you don't need to be a financial expert, accountant, or even good with money. I'm going to show you a simple way to break down your budget week by week so you can feel more in control and less stress. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on all notifications. Don't forget to check out our blog site where we post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So, why a weekly budget? Most people think in terms of months, but honestly, weekly budgets are easier for a lot of us. Why? Most people normally get paid weekly or bi-weekly. It's easier to track. You can adjust faster if you overspend. Think of it like this. Instead of saying, "Can I spend $400 on food this month?" you say, "I've got $100 this week." Feels more manageable, right? First step is to know what's coming in. First, we're going to figure out what is your weekly income. If you get paid weekly, great. Just use that number. If you get paid every 2 weeks or monthly, divide it up. If you're paid monthly or bi-weekly, divide your total income by the number of weeks in a month. It's usually about 4 weeks to figure out your weekly income. And then you're going to ask yourself, how much money did I earn each week after taxes? Do I get paid weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly? So, for example, say you take home $2,000 a month after taxes. Divide that by 4. That gives you about $500 per week to work with. Here's another tip: use your after tax income. That's what actually hits your bank account, and that's all that matters for us when creating our weekly budget. Now that we know what our weekly income is, now we have to look at the other side of the coin. We have to look at our expenses, but we're going to group our expenses into two categories: fixed expense or variable expense. Let's talk about fixed expense first since it's a little bit easier. Fixed expense are those costs that stay the same each month. They do not change, or if they do change, they don't change drastically. Now, when you're thinking of your fixed expenses, these are usually the things that you have to pay, such as like rent or your mortgage, utilities, car payment, phone bill, insurance. Take your monthly fixed expenses and divide them by 4 to see what your weekly share is. It doesn't have to be exact, it just needs to be consistent. If rent is $1,200 a month, that's about $300 a week you need to set aside. Now let's talk about the variable expenses. Variable expenses are those costs that can change from month to month depending on your output. Some example of variable expenses are groceries. Maybe you have family or guests coming into town, so your grocery bill went a little larger than normal. Or maybe you're on a new diet, so your grocery bill got a little smaller. There's also like dining out can be is a variable expense, gas for your car, and other miscellaneous things that we can use. Now, for these, we just want to get a good ballpark starting amount for where we're at. You want to really look at the last 2 to 3 weeks of spending, and that'll give you a good starting point. But remember, give every dollar a job. If you got $500 to spend this week, every dollar should be assigned something, even if that something is for savings or funds. Now, when you're looking at budgeting for variable expenses, again, we're going to break this out weekly. So, here, for an example, we got groceries that are set to $100 a week. Gas is going to be, our budget is $40 for the week. Eating out, $25 for a week. And other miscellaneous things, $20 for the week. Every dollar has a job. Okay. So here's where most people get stuck: tracking your spending. But this doesn't have to be a full time job. But you do have to write down everything you spend on. Yes, everything. That includes coffee, gas, streaming subscriptions, snacks, rent, and even the gum you picked up at the checkout. There's 3 ways we can use to track our weekly budget. We can use a notebook, Google Sheets or Microsoft Excel, or one of the many budgeting apps out there. in the marketplace today. The most important thing is setting aside 5 to 10 minutes once a week, maybe every Sunday, to check in on your budget. That's it. You'll be surprised how powerful that habit becomes. The biggest thing here is to put a system in place where you're actually tracking your budget weekly. Now it's time to give each category a weekly spending limit. Start with the essentials. Those have to come first. Then see how much is left for extras and savings. For example, essentials, we could say we want to set our budget at $300 a week, extras, maybe $50 a week, and then savings, $25 a week. Don't worry if it's not perfect. The first time you can adjust as you go. Let's be real. Some weeks will go off the rails. You'll overspend on your budget. That's life. The beauty of a weekly budget, you get to start fresh every week. You're not stuck playing catch up for the whole month. There's a few questions we want to ask ourselves every week once we set our budget. We want to know what worked last week, what went over budget, what can I do better this week. Remember, budgeting is a habit, not a punishment. At the end of the day, a weekly budget isn't about being perfect. It's about being aware of where your money is going and feeling more in control. Here's some final tips. Use cash envelopes if that helps you. Give yourself grace, progress, not perfection. Budget some money just for fun, or you'll hate it. Alrighty, that's it. Now you know how to build a weekly budget, step by step, no accounting degree required. If this helped you, give it a like. And tell me in the comments, do you budget weekly, monthly, or not at all? What's the biggest challenge for you right now? And I'll see you guys next week when we dive into how to build financial discipline. If this video really helped you out, make sure you hit that subscribe button and check back for more content. Don't forget to check out our blog site where we post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.